Los Angeles, 7 in the morning for all the action, and to suffer with me is Lacoste. Hello, sir.
What do you mean suffer, sir?
I gotta cough some more. So the action, do you mind talking about this matchup while I just die? Take a moment.
Yeah, it's always really enjoyable to cast with you, so don't worry. Oh, there it is, Monkey King, also known as Baboon King, or as Gibbon enjoyable to cast with Monkey Monarch, or Orangutan Sultan, or Chimpanzee Can, or Ape Baron, or Baboon Caesar.
We're done with it. Monkey King is very good and very annoying, and is always the hero I ban when I play my pubs. I just haven't, just dealing with it. But
it has so much in common.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Team Random, though, I like what they did was a quick fire back. Who the hell walks in here and just insta-picks someone like Lich like that?
Yeah, this is just Team Wings. Like, this is the classic pick from Wings, or Team Random, whatever you want to call it. Like, this team is so versatile. They really don't care what you want to pick in what order. They just want to get rid of the heroes they don't want to play against. We saw Magnus and Earth Spirit in the previous games banned as well, I think so. And when they played against IG Vitality in their previous matchup, they banned Nyx and Earth Spirit all 3 games. Man. So they're a pretty stubborn team and pretty smart in general. They just ban what they don't want to play against, and they pick what they want for themselves.
I gotta see why a Lich, though. Like, is this like a... It's gotta be a Lich plus something to kind of make this work. I hope... Yeah. In a deep, dark part of me hopes that this is that core Lich, where you utilize the damage and you get Mask of Madness and you really just have a lot of fun. Only Team Random would have the guff to pull something out like that at Kive Major.
Midas Shadow Blade.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen. I don't think it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Maybe in pubs, but that's it. Lich in general, when you pick Lich, you want to destroy enemy, either mid or their safe lane. So,
exactly. More safe to just be like, we want to make sure someone has a good time in this laning phase, and this guy has a certain skill, if you haven't heard about it, that just kind of does you the favor by deleting a little creep out of the lane. And when Ice Frog was like, hey, why don't we just put most of the love on that range creep? Lich got really happy, and it's like, okay, I'll just take rid of that, range creep, and suddenly your mid laner is going to be extremely depressed, or opposing mid laner, or opposing laner in general is going to be very sad when he gets that creep sacrificed. But Virtus.pro fire back with a Virtus.pro special, I'll say. Disruptor is something that has always been in their hero Rolodex for as long as I've been watching their games. So it's good to see it back.
Yeah, it's a classic solo hero. Also, check what the Random banned. They banned the Dragon Knight, also one of no one's signature heroes.
Yep.
We didn't see Dragon Knight at all, I think, for the past 6 months. Maybe someone picked it. It slipped my eye, but I think hero can be used. Maybe Team Random knows some inside info about Virtus.pro that they practice Dragon Knight. Maybe someone was ranting about it. Some Chinese teams they screamed against. Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe it's like the Dragon Knight play style somehow conflicts with what Team Random are going to be trying to do in this game, and that would be heavy push, maybe just kind of just raw armor. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, something about DK Team Random don't like. And outside of OG Ana, who has picked up DK from time to time, you don't really see it very often at all. No one does play it. He played it a lot even on his time with Vega Squadron. But, yeah, it's interesting to see that come out from Team Random here. Now they banned the Legion Commander, which found good success in the hands of Virtus.pro in our previous game. And they will move forward with their next pickup, which is a Pudge. Okay. A little more out there, so likely to be the Pudge Lich classic support duo we see every game, Lacoste, right?
Yeah, this is pretty normal to me. Well, it might be Lich Pudge off lane. That lane is really strong.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, they can do whatever. They can pick Lich and Puck get some for off lane, Puck mid. They can have Puck off lane. They can do pretty much whatever they want right now. But it's probably gonna be Puck mid lich plus something. Oh, look at their heroes!
This is just
man.
crazy. Like this is what Team Random should be all about. Like this is a Team Random kind of a lineup. Last game, I'm looking at Venge. I'm looking at Core Alchemist. And I'm just like, why? This is Team Random. I mean, you got fun little things. Pudge could hook Monkey King out from his ultimate or out from a tree, and that'd be fun. But well, Chaos Knight. Now, tell me a bit about Chaos Knight. Why CK now?
I have no idea. It doesn't make sense to me. First, I have some weird feeling that like Team Random is not trying to win. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they can win with their heroes, but
maybe it's something, like this is the team. Did they pioneer the whole like Brewmaster Invoker thing?
Yeah.
They played it a lot. I just don't know if they were like pioneers or the ones who like pulled it out. Maybe this is the beginning of something special. This could be the beginning of a YouTube VOD that people are going to be checking back on when the main stage begins. They're like, whoa, did you hear about Team Random with that crazy Lich CK Pudge lineup they ran?
With that crazy Quadro mid lane, Lich, Puck, Pudge, Chaos Knight.
Is that supposed to be like your American accent or something?
No, that's my like retard accent.
Okay, then.
It's like my normal accent.
All right, fair enough. You're like, that's my real voice, and you just put on the Croatian accent.
I was faking it the whole
time. To sound smart for Dota analysts. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, we have to find out how Team Random are going to be somehow congealing this all together now. There is great lane domination, ways to kind of move about, lock down. You have a little bit of late game spice with Chaos Knight. Still says heavy pushing tempo, and that they want to, relatively not take this too far into the late game. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see if this is going to be more for group up and push.
Well, from Virtus.pro, they have Clockwork, which works well against Chaos Knight illusions, especially in the later stages of the game, like they can't pass. It's good against Pudge and good against Lich. If you hook someone, that hero is gonna die. They don't have any saves. I mean, if he hooks Lich, Pudge can hook him out if he's near. Disruptor, pretty good controlling Puck, especially with ulti. They needed something like that. And they picked Shadowfiend after Chaos Knight. They needed to have some more AoE to control those Chaos Knight illusions.
We also have to know, of course, the ever so popular Shadowfiend Clockwork synergy, where of course take down the cogs. And did you already mention that?
No.
Okay.
I forgot about it. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem. I'm sure Virtus.pro know about it.
Yeah.
I forgot about it too. I'll give credit where it's due. I happen to peep my eye over at the chat. The big no-no of casting. So please don't. If anyone out there is ever an aspiring caster, don't read the chat. That is only going to make things worse. But I do got to say, if you are running production and casting, you do have to have the chat up because in case there is something wrong. For example, I would not have known that your mic was echoing in the Dota TV client, and I don't think you would have known either, unless my buddy Chad over here let me know. And guess what?
Yeah, Chad.
We fixed
Shout
it.
Out to Chad.
We fixed it. We fixed the issue. You're no longer echoing. That was actually my fault, not your fault. There was a knob here that was turned that should not have been turned, and I unturned it. And now it's fixed.
Yeah, I get so much negative comments because of other people's mistakes. Like, yeah, it's not my fault most of the time. Like, it's
welcome
else's fault,
to the business.
It's my mic, so
yeah, it's okay. That's part of the business. Let's try the business. Okay, let's get back because we got more fun picks coming out now. Virtus.pro finish out their 5-man spread here with a Venomancer now,
and this is carry Venomancer.
This is a carry Venomancer. This is a not mid lane carry Venomancer either. This is like a full-fledged safe lane farming Venomancer, right? Am I missing something here?
Yeah, it might be a tri-lane with Venomancer, Disruptor, Monkey King offlane, and it might be a classic Clockwork offlane, Venomancer farming bottom, Disruptor, Monkey King supporting, Shadowfiend on mid. Or they might put Shadowfiend on safe lane, which is not that good because he needs levels, but Venomancer destroys Storm Spirit.
So
let me just see who picks what. And
Yeah.
Storm Spirit, last hero, they have only Disruptor's ulti and Glimpse to control the Storm Spirit. If he doesn't, if he has enough mana pool, the Storm Spirit can just jump around.
I would say I'd feel okay having the Disruptor on my team when you're going against a Storm Spirit, but you are right. With given
10
enough mana,
seconds
Storm
remaining.
could be very, very hard to get a hold of. But when I'm thinking about Team Random or, you know, what used to be Team Wings, I don't look at that team and be like, oh, wow, they have a great Storm Spirit player or anything like that. Like, you know, it's a team that plays a little bit of everything across the whole board. So I don't know if they have, or Shadow has the capability of kind of taking a Storm Spirit and snowballing
Prepare
that
for
hard or
battle.
not. I hope I see it. It's a fun lineup nonetheless, and this looks like it's going to be a hell of a game here. We do have some predictions, but there's one last thing I did forget to fix, and I'm going to fix it myself right now. Where are you, my colorblind button? Where's that colorblind? There it is. I'll take care of that. People were a bit annoyed that I can't see colors, and I'm annoyed by it too, but this is what Mother Nature, you know, intended for me and my eyes, Lacoste. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll forgive you. I don't know
Thank
about the rest. Let's talk about the lanes. So it's a carry
Fair enough.
Venomancer safe lane. It's gonna be Lich probably starting on bottom, maybe even standing there with Puck, who's gonna be an off lane, Storm Spirit on mid, and the CK farming on top with Pudge support.
30 seconds to
I mean, Clockwork against melee hero or two melee heroes, that's gonna be an easy lane for Clock. Shadowfiend has 12 souls already.
Yeah, you know, they were just kind of hanging out in that fountain camp, farming it up. But that is expected when random see that lineup. And look what they do about it. They five-man smoke, and oh, they may have been spotted out. No one crosses over and walks away. That could have been pretty bad. It's obviously going to be expected that Virtus.pro are going to be doing this, farming away at those cogs, and then making a transition possibly towards being near that shrine. Clockwork has many ways of blocking out the lane and then using the shrine to kind of, you know, build up all of that mana back again. And I don't know, maybe Team Random are trying to think a couple of steps ahead and cut them off, but unfortunately, due to some mistiming there, it does look like they've been spotted.
Yeah, they did the same thing as VP did the last game. They smoked and get the kill, get the rune. Well, let's focus on the bottom lane. That's where there's gonna be a lot of action, and top lane mid's gonna be so farming.
Not yours.
Yeah, there is going to be an approach now from Solo here stepping in. Just some Thunder Strikes. Dual lane here, of course, set up from Team Random is to help Puck kind of get a bit of a head start with the assistance of that sacrifice coming out, but getting too close to the lane is going to be troublesome. Lil is now going to go to work on his Monkey King, just kind of pulling the lane and making life difficult here for Team Random. But as long as you have that Lich in your lane, you're always going to get a bit 11.
Yeah, they're gonna get the lane back soon if they don't pull. Solo is trying to pull right now. It's gonna be enough. Ramses is gonna control the lane.
All right, I don't want to have to deal with this too much longer because it takes away from the game, but apparently there is Echo again. I don't know why there would be. This looks all good. I muted my co-broadcaster, and that knob is actually still up. I did that wrong. My bad. There we go. Now the Echo should be gone. Guys, let me know if the Echo's gone. I'm sorry, Lacoste. I did catch the last end of that. Ramses does get the first blood. Lil's looking to go for the follow-up. It's still disaster here in the bottom lane for Random. Trying to get that setup here. It looks like Virtus.pro have been able to make an aggressive push in and get the first strike, punishing the little Lich. So good early grab for Virtus.pro. Sorry about being distracting with those settings a bit there, Lacoste, and everyone watching, but I did want to kind of fix that experience for Dota TV. But we got it done.
Yeah. Fate, on the other hand, had to use
Dire's bottom
Salve,
tower is under
Tango, and 2 Fairy Fires to actually survive, plus a Shrine.
Looks like Solo does, I'm not sure if he denied himself. I was catching action here. Lil almost goes down, is forced to drink from the Shrine to barely stay alive. It does look like Solo went down to the neutral creep. Again, I wasn't there to see if it was on purpose or not. And this early in the game, you know, you die for so long, it's usually not on purpose. So, interesting.
Yeah, top lane, Pudge still level 1, Clockwork being level 3. The Clockwork is hard to take down. He has a Fairy Fire Stout Shield, level 3 with Battery Assault. against 2 melee heroes. As I mentioned, he's gonna have a good time. He's sitting on 7 and 7 CS, so 7 denies for him, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, pretty solid start for your little Clockwork here. He's got a little bit of pressure, but I mean, it's a Pudge. He can only zone so much. He doesn't really have too many levels in Hook to be too much of a threat, and eventually Pasha is just going to out-level him and be the better one to fight. And if Pudge is not careful, he could be easy food for the Clockwork here. Ends up turning around the corner, looking to go for some bounty loving or not, but takes his business back to the mid lane, and yep, this is just going to continue to get nice for Pasha.
Bottom lane.
Ooh. Snipe there onto Lich. They are going to be able to get the Disruptor down. Faith Beyond, though, is also going to get smacked. Lil picks up that one, and Virtus.pro etch another kill and scoot ahead now 3-1.
Yeah, this Virtus.pro tri-lane is so much stronger. I mean, Lich, all he does is deny some creep wave, but Solo got the good pull and denied the creeps. They got some kills. Now Venomancer, oh, he's level 4 already.
Oh my goodness, Virtus.pro relentless with the punishment in this bottom lane. They take Faith Beyond down again. This is TI winning, off lane respected Faith Beyond just getting crushed here. Virtus.pro came out and they're performing at Kive. I mean, this is the homeland. This is, I'm sorry, what? The motherland?
Well, it's,
is that
yeah.
the motherland? Is Kieve the motherland? I might have said
No, no, they're from Russia. It's Ukraine, but
okay.
we can call it their crowd. Like
All right.
This
is
their
home
crowd.
turf. It's home turf for them, and they're going to look to perform their best, make it to the main stage, and they're going to go for gold, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised Storm Spirit is doing so well against Shadowfiend, who had that extra advantage from Cogs damage in the early stages. I mean, he has Region, Rune, Bottle Up. Oh,
You might have pulled out one of the classic caster curses there, Lacoste. Shadow goes down, gets sniped from the Raze. He is only level 5, so can't jump to the high ground. Lil makes a good rotation over to set it up with the ridiculous Monkey King fissure he has.
Yeah, again, same thing as in previous game. Wings dying on multiple lanes at the same time.
Oh.
Clockwork managed to solo kill a Pudge and almost took down Chaos Knight as well.
Really action-packed series here. Faith Beyond going to go down again in the bottom lane as he just gets danced through the trees. 7-1. Virtus.pro putting on a clinic in this series. Ice is rotated towards the mid lane. They get a bit of a slow. He goes for the hook, and he actually catches it. But a rotation does come in from Solo, and that no one Shadowfiend is a bit too swift. Turnaround Raze is going to get the connection. The finish will be there, and it is just nonstop. While that happened, I heard the kill go down elsewhere. Blink went down, apparently. The Chaos Knight. What is happening to Team Random in this game?
Yeah, it's so much action. You can't really be at every point of the map. Clockwork is level 5, almost level 6, as I predicted, having the time of his life on that top lane against 2 melee heroes. Like, you don't need to be a genius to actually see that your lane's gonna suck.
Oh boy, bottom lane, it looks like things have maybe finally turned over a little bit for Team Random. But as I say that, Storm Spirit mid lane, snipe down. I caught that one. Jesus. These teams are so good at being able to kind of fire off in one lane, and when they see action go down somewhere, they know that it might be their opportunity to make the jump on the other side of the globe. So it's been really crazy here. But another takedown this time, though. The Storm Spirit, again, that's back-to-back takedowns from him. You really should never praise anyone ever again, Lacoste, okay?
This Storm Spirit, he was lacking so close for so long to get that level 6. I mean, it would be a different game if he, like, managed to get some more kills on the creeps in early stages. That if Shadowfiend didn't deny so much, especially with that region, he could get a kill there. Well, let's see. Pudge, what can he do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's going to do. Ballsy hook that might only get himself killed, if anything. Virtus.pro feeling really good about their laning phase here. Just going to continue to coast with what they've got. Solo gets the full kind of pull camp to work with here, while Lil can step away. He's going to get level 6, what feels like faster than the Storm Spirit at this point. Makes it jump in. The hook shot does connect from Pasha. It is right under the tower. Bit too much greed here from Virtus.pro that time. Bit too much greed.
That's too much. Like, and Chaos Knight got an extra illusion, so he just beat him to death.
Let's relax a bit, Virtus.pro. You're doing great, but you don't have to go that ham. I'll pump the brakes. Mid lane! Follow-up secondary kill. Run in from Ice. Whoa! Apparently couldn't line up the shot in time for the TP cancel with the hook, but whatever it may be, can't get the finish. And he just gets a nice, smooth getaway back to Fountain.
Yeah, nice TP. Sadly for Wings, hook was on cooldown for like 0.5 seconds. If it was ready earlier, they would have gotten the kill. Let's see what little Ramses wants to go. He has Power Treads, Aquila, Magic Wand. He's so tanky. He wants to go for Midas, obviously, which is pretty common on Venomancer because it gives him so much experience. Plus, he picks up 30% XP gain talent on level 10. Then it multiplies. I mean, you get even more experience when you use Midas because Midas was nerfed.
Ooh!
You get gold.
Top lane, Team Random. Nice pull out right there. Blink utilizes that rift to just take the clockwork out from his own cogs. And they will get the pick off here. Team Random stringing together another one.
I'm having a good idea. What's the combo? Like Chaos Knight, Pudge, and Lich. So you just throw Lich ult near the creeps, and you pull a hero with Reality Rift or with a hook, so it bounces multiple times. What do you say about that?
I believe it when I see it. Okay. It sounds like a bit of a circus act.
Did I just jinx it?
I don't know. Maybe. I hope I get to see something like that. That sounds like a big play. Looking to make a play himself. Shadow, bottom lane, Invisaroon. Onto Ramses. Ramses does have that level 6. He could just fart out the Poison Nova, and he did go full into Gale. This is a fighting Venomancer. Ramses, not about that ward pushing life. He is about spitting out all the most poisonous toxins you've ever seen on Nat Geo. And just doing destruction here. And as you mentioned,
maybe
going greedy with the Midas too.
Yeah, maybe Venomancer was picked because he's so toxic because of the Ukraine and the Chernobyl catastrophe. Like he's so radioactive, deals extra damage when playing in Ukraine.
Lil gets an easy snipe. He'd been hanging out towards that top lane, camping a bit, and was able to kind of catch out the Lich, trying to rotate over for the delicious bounty rune. Meanwhile, here bottom, some harassment onto Shadow. He will use the remaining bit of his blue bar to jump on back. He will shrine up and try to get back into action if necessary here. But Virtus.pro have already kind of wandered on through, done some work, and planted down a ward. Now, it was under the vision, it looks like, here of Team Random, so they should be able to take care of that.
15 kills for 10 minutes. Like this is a pretty interesting game. I'm surprised Monkey King is almost level 8. Look at the farm on him. 305 has a medallion plus Blightstone plus Orb of Venom finished. Like Blil is playing out of his mind both games.
He's very good at playing that greedy support. We already got to see it firsthand in the Visage, and yeah, here made that great impact. They were in a tri-lane setup, but he still managed to find some pickoffs and some XP for himself to kind of push up forward. And now it is Team Random again on not what I want to jump to a conclusion and say was a desperation move, but they are rotating up and over. They had Puck with the coil if necessary. Lich also had his level 6, but they were just happy to get down that ward and now have that little bit of extra vision to see exactly this. So they jump to the other side here. Ooh, Pasha, okay, runs out through the mid lane. We've seen this already once before. Dude, I am missing kills all over the place, I gotta say. This is not my best camera game.
No, you're not missing the kills. It's just 2 kills happening at the same time.
Yeah, it really is just simultaneous action, non-stop. I'd have to rewatch this game just to see what happened on every freaking kill. But whether they make me work for it or not, 11-6. Still things looking pretty nice here as sitting at the top of the net worth is no one on his specialty Shadow Fiend. Just nearby, though, is Shadow on his Storm Spirit. And yeah, it looks like he's just going to float on back. So Team Random, what would you like to see from them? Like, do they have anything that they can use at this point? It feels like they're going to be fine fighting with the Chaos Knight now that he has his armlet done.
Yeah, it's armlet, plus he has only 1 level of Chaos Bolt, and went for Chaos Strike instead.
Yeah. Do you like that? Oh, hold on, though. Before you tell me what you like and don't like, he might die. He gets pulled right back towards a Requiem here. They even dish out the Poison Nova. Everything here from Virtus.pro. They're taking him. They're looking to take a tower too. Faith Beyond, barely alive, walking back within the trees. I don't think it might be lethal. Barely holding on to his life, but the rest of his team not so fortunate. A couple of casualties will be there for Virtus.pro, but most of the bulk work going to be dished out. It looks like our little puck friend is barely freaking alive and gets an escort there from Lich.
Yeah, he was hit only by Poison Nova. There was no attack from Poison Sting or Venomous Gale. Meanwhile, Solo doing such a good job controlling that Storm Spirit. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend uncontested. I mean, they're not doing anything about him, so he can just raise multiple times in a fight. Plus, he becomes so fat with Dragonlance, going towards BKB, which is pretty safe build against all these magic damage heroes.
Looks like it's going to be just another quick kind of a game where Virtus.pro would try to close this one out right around that 30-minute mark or so. You know, it's not like they have a mech candidate, but I mean, it feels like one of those games where I could have seen the Shadow Fiend even pick up a mech that they, with the timing of their team and how they're probably going to look to come together and push. I do like the BKB pickup, don't get me wrong. He's just going to be ridiculously durable now with so much strength, and a BKB means that almost everyone on that team is worthless at locking him down. So as long as he avoids getting just like in the clinch with someone like the CK, he's going to have a wonderful time in all these fights.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I mean, it's more safe to go for a BKB, but they don't want to commit that much, like for a Shadow Fiend mech. They can just take it slowly. They have a good mid game. They have pretty good late game, especially with Hand of Midas picked up on Venomancer, so it's late game is secured.
Late game secured. Better to play it safe here. Already feeling good. They got their first 2-0 win against Faceless, but Team Random could be looked at as one of the, you know, a lot of teams are probably looking at Random saying they could have been a top 8 team in this tournament, so getting a takedown against them would definitely put them in a nice spot and definitely etches things out, as they would be cropped down to one of the few teams with a 2-0 kind of a series moving forward. But now smoked up, they will drop a pretty nice deep ward behind that tier 2 in the mid lane, spotting out rotations like this one. And nice, allowing opportunities like this to happen, where they move in and go for the quick execution. Ooh, a Chain Frost. Also going to be committed, gets 2 shots onto Pasha, and that could be enough for them to go for the finish here. But, oh, a Stack Storm nicely going to be placed. Does force the CK back. Now a Coil going to be committed. Man, if Random can't get a lot from this, they're going to lose a lot, because they have committed now a couple of good ults to try to take something out of it. Now, it does look like they're able to sweep in from behind and get the finish onto Solo. But Virtus.pro still take the better fight and are almost able to get this tier 2. But it looks like they will dish out the fortification. And some rotations come out. Team Random looking to go for a pick. Swing and a miss on the hook. Ice will not find his connection, but Shadow is determined to make his move in. Only gets hit with a poison spray, or rather a venomous gale. The rest of Virtus.pro just hightail it out of there.
Yeah, Venomancer slowing them so much, like they can't get the counter kill, and they don't have anything to catch with. But you know who does?
Pull back.
Does.
That advantage of vision plus Lil being nearby, scouting things out, allows him to get another takedown of the Pudge, who is rendered pretty useless at this point. He's just a high ground hooking setup, hopefully. Anything outside of that is going to be super difficult for him. Tier 2 goes down, and Virtus.pro are just making this look so clean and easy, I gotta say.
Yeah, Shadowfin just finished his BKB. Monkey King finished his Solar Crest plus Blightstone. That's so much armor combined with Shadowfin, Presence of the Dark Lord, which is level 3 right now. I gotta say, Disruptor controlling that CK in that fight, they're just taking it so slowly. They don't want to risk anything. I mentioned that in the previous game about VP being a really calm team.
Yeah. A lot calmer, a lot more collected than we've ever seen Virtus.pro, pretty much in their Dota-like franchise history, I want to say. That might be a bold call, but they have definitely been a lot more strategic and not as divide as they usually have been, so... Now,
if you look at the score, it's 17-9. It looks like it's kind of an even game, but check the kills on the VP side. I mean, the deaths on VP side. Clockwork and the Disruptor died 8 out of those 9 times, and that's it. Like Lil, 1 death, Ramses 1 death, Shadowfin 0 deaths. I mean, that's a lot. If your Shadowfin doesn't die for 20 minutes, you know he's gonna go big.
and he's going big against the big boy Roche here inside the pit as Virtus.pro feel confident enough to claim the extra life. It does look like Team Random are privy to this, dishing out the early orb, inching Ice forward. They have Storm, they have the hook of the Pudge. I gotta say their lineup does offer potential to be a bit cheeky inside this Roche pit. Does look like Virtus.pro do not want to move forward with finishing it. They just pull off altogether.
Yeah, they don't want to risk it. I mean, Wings can't take Roche right now with their lineup. They don't have enough damage, so they're kind of afraid of Storm Spirit jumping in, Puck Coil few heroes, or just Pudge hooking out one. They want to get a kill before they do it.
Well, they almost had an opportunity to make a jump for Shadow, but he was able to jump his way out, but because he jumped out and they knew he was going to have to leave with 0 mana, they made their new approach and were able to get the catch onto Ice. The Pudge will go down. Wonderful setup and more scouting from Lil on his Monkey King. You know, we got to see a lot of teams flex their Monkey King muscles at DAC. Virtus.pro was one of those teams that was not there to, you know, play. So it was. I was curious to see how good their Monkey King and all this new meta stuff was going to be for him. And I got to say, Lil's Monkey King looks pretty damn good. Plays it nice and greedy. He's got Solar Crest actually, which you don't see super often, but does give him more Roche potential.
Yeah, Monkey King in general is still strong and still a bit overpowered in my book. But he got nerfed in the previous patch. The hero is just insanely good with his Boundless Strike and Ultimate, especially in the late game.
Lots of physical damage also coming out, of course, most of that in the form of no one Shadow Fiend, so the Solar Crest only adds even more onto that. But that is a smooth extra life going to be acquired there from Virtus.pro. And they can go back to a reset of farm. It does look like Team Random are going to push things forward here in the bottom lane and try to at least acquire their first objective here in this Tier 1 in the bottom lane. Some extra moolah would do them really good. Chaos Knight is getting closer towards that Mantis style now. More illusions the better, I guess. It is just something you have to play around if you're Virtus.pro. He's super scary when he has that ridiculous Dark Horse army, but once that goes away, he's not so much of a badass.
Yeah, it's hard to play Chaos Knight against Clockwork, against those cogs. Once he places them, the illusion just becomes pretty much useless. And they have enough AoE, especially in Veno ulti, Shadowfiend ulti. Those illusions die fast. Now the Pike is finished on Shadowfiend, and there's Clockwork, who's going to go for Force Staff as well. Plus they have 2 Midases, one on Shadowfiend, one on Veno, so their late game looking damn good.
More Midas play here as we see. Force is coming together now for Pasha. Virtus.pro feeling pretty confident overall that their net worth is secured, and they are right. We're seeing them in, again, another familiar position as we did in Game 1, closer to that 10K overall net worth point. Game 1, they were able to close out just under 30 minutes. Here they are approaching a Tier 2 now at the 22-minute mark after already clearing out a Tier 2 in the bottom lane. They have an Aegis in hand. They're looking to clear out all remaining outer towers and push into the high ground. And I gotta say, I'm looking at even less options here for Team Random on defending the high ground. It's like, I don't know, I'd hate for them to be in a position where they're just praying for a hook or something to try to get a good turnaround.
Yeah, if you're relying on one spell the whole game, like you're playing a Magnus and you're relying on one RP, it's not gonna end up well in the most situations.
Storm's trying to finish a Bloodstone, but it is going to be interesting to see how the hell he acquires charges in this game. We have seen already through just this series the ways that Team Random have been able to get some scrappy support pickoffs that could help But I imagine that at this point moving forward, Virtus.pro are going to try to maybe keep, as I say, that solo here is all by himself, but they're going to try to keep the supports close to not allow this Storm to even find a way to snowball back into this.
Yeah. They need to make an action now with the Bloodstone if they want to do something. They're not going to have any big items coming out from Wings. Pudge, no items coming out. CK might get a BKB, but that's pretty much it. Puck got pretty much nothing besides Blink Dagger and the drum. So he wants to go for Mech, and they want to build a pipe on Pudge. That's the general idea, so they can counter the Venomancer ulti, which is level 2 right now. It's going to be level 3 pretty soon because he's level 16.
As they farm their way through, this was under the vision of Virtus.pro, who had that ward in the mid lane, so they knew top was totally clear for them to continue their business. As the final tower does go down on the outside, and now it's all inside the home of Team Random, who started out their Kive run with a good 2-1 series against IG, but now it's Virtus.pro they have to face off against, who has got their 2-0 against Faceless, looking to walk away with another 2-0 here. As they begin their siege, kind of steady as she goes. This is where we see the new discipline here, Virtus.pro, but that's when Lil makes the call to move on in, pops out the ulti, and they instantly shred right through the Lich. BKB going to be popped, Stack Store going to get dropped, and they just blast on forward and utterly shred right on back. Now it's going to be move on in from Pasha. Dives in deep, eats a lot of damage there. They are going to be able to get off the Poison Nova here. A lot of damage onto Random, could force him back within the fountain. But they find their focus onto Ramses, pull him back inside and get the jump. Now Shadow, jumping even further, has no mana, trying to go mano-a-mano against Lil. Manages to get just enough mana for the pullback, and there's going to be the finish. Blink now dominating, and what a hold from Team Random.
Yeah, Lil went a little bit too greedy, too far deep. I mean, the shrines were ready. That's how you counter Venomancer ulti when they're diving you. I mean, there was like 2 or even 3, or probably 2 shrine pops. And there was also one good hook. It looked promising. I think someone bought back. Yeah, Lich bought back because he died first. A good chain.
Pull back here. Looks like they might get a pick on the Pudge, but Faith Beyond doesn't want him to go down so easy. Jumps in, provides his own coil. Shadow looks to get in on the mix. Jumps right up to the high ground, looking to go for the blast on the solo. Gets that one. Lil steps into play here, but the rest of Team Random are running on out. Double force in. They're trying to get no one close enough, but he can't quite get it. Lich will survive barely and make it back inside safe.
He didn't have enough move speed because of the frost armor to actually land the last raise. Well, there's a lot of XP and gold change right now. Look at charges on Storm Spirit. 17 charges, power threads finished. Want to go for a BKB to counter that Shadowfiend ulti, Disruptor ulti, and obviously Venomancer. It's a lot of magical damage. Desolator completed on Monkey King. Is gonna be a lot of physical damage from him.
Yeah, this is just all in on the heavy physical, and you know, not the usual like basher kind of a build-up where you can kind of turn that ulti into what is almost a mini Ravage. So it's going to be interesting to see its mitigation there, because we were not able in that last engagement to really see it utilized with the benefit of no one. The deep commitment inside the base put Shadowfiend in a position where he couldn't really do his job, and he didn't even really get to use the Aegis. So it was just unfortunate there for Virtus.pro, and it is allowed to breathe like new life into Team Random here. I mean, I was almost scoffing at the idea of Storm Spear picking up that Bloodstone, and as you mentioned, he's got 17 freaking charges now.
Yeah, the game looks completely different right now. CK has his BKB finished on top of Manta style and wants to go for Shadowblade, so it seems like he wants to try to ninja around the enemy lanes, go from behind, try to get a kill on maybe a Disruptor, even Venomancer. And Puck, oh, he has enough gold for almost full Guardian Greaves, which doesn't let you die against Venomancer ult.
Very true. Man, those shrines in the high ground just do so much work when you're trying to siege in as a Venomancer with that ulti. And having the extra life now when those shrines are down is going to be super beneficial here to Team Random. Curious to see how long Virtus.pro want to kind of put off making a sort of advancement here, if it's going to be all the way to waiting for that Rosh and that extra life, or if they feel good enough to take a fight. It's actually going to be Random dishing out the coil, Static Storm, but it's going to be a nice pullback from Eyesight, getting the grab on for Solo while Shadow jumps on forward and gets the finish onto Lil. Both supports going to be taken out here, and now it's Team Random moving on forward, and they're going to get the mid-tier 1 tower.
This looks like a horse farm. What is this?
This is crazy. It's a whole carousel of deadly warriors here as they just shred through the tier 1 and make their way down for the tier 2. Things getting a bit scary here for Virtus.pro. Felt like it was going to be a lot of repeat from game number 1 as they were inching closer to that 10k net worth lead, but this game is back even, if not more in favor for Random.
Yeah, looks so good for Random right now, and I'm feeling a joy inside of me. I don't know why, but feels so good. I always cheer for best of threes, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Like if it's a good Dota, it's I want to see a best of 3.
Well, Virtus.pro, what do you do at this point? You take a hard shot like that. I imagine you stall things out, wait for the Rosh to come up, and try to take your best bets there. But again, as mentioned last time when they went for the Rosh, it worked better for them last time after, you know, they kind of set the stage, were able to push the lanes forward and know where they can keep tabs on Team Random. But I don't think it's going to be as easy this time. And with the Storm factor and Pudge hooking in and Puck possibly jumping in, you really have to make sure you have all your ducks in a row before you can even take this Rosh.
Yeah, the next fight is gonna be a lot about initiation. Who initiates better is gonna win a fight. If there's gonna be a good coil, good initiation by Storm, after that, once you use a CK ulti, and there's one hero dead on the Virtus.pro side, it's kinda hard to actually fight into that. And Storm Spirit is 100 gold away from BKB, so...
Oh wow, okay, so really not going to have a problem at all. Takes Venomancer out of the equation.
No.
And really
Venomancer's gonna
go crazy.
Venomancer's gonna have his own BKB finished. He went for Maelstrom. He thought he needs more damage, something more to kill those CK illusions, just give him more damage, but he can build into Mjolnir after BKB. But CK is becoming so tanky. Look at that fat horse.
Yeah, he's got a heart I saw in Q. And,
heart and Silver Edge.
So he's already got 3.1k life and
without armlet.
What do you go for when you get to your level 25 talent? Reality Rift Pierce's spell immune in this case, or 20% cooldown reduction? You got BKBs
well, they have two.
On some of them.
They have two BKBs, but cooldown is good because of his items and Manta style, especially for
sure.
Phantasm, because it's such a long cooldown, 130. That's pretty big.
That almost feels like a no-brainer of a grab when you factor in all the items too.
Yeah, but BKBs are still high on the VP side. 9 seconds on Shadowfiend and 10 seconds on Venomancer. So he might actually, if there's not gonna be any fight soon, he might actually go for the other one.
We'll have to see here. Team Random taking a slower kind of approach here as they wiggle their way through this bottom lane. No one takes his business all the way up towards the top. So Random will just pick up the pace where they left off and continue to pressure. Now it's their turn to manipulate the map quite a bit and force Virtus.pro to kind of rotate across the board and possibly be forced into taking some bad fights. But at this moment, they found a window of opportunity to move in for the Rosh. Will be scouted. They see the orb fly out. Now the scans could be dished out. The rotations are coming in as they head towards the shrine. The jump in is there. No one is going to be able to grab the Aegis. They will not lose it. And it's going to be Virtus.pro to hold on strong. Puck is going to get shredded apart. The Storm goes down. He does have a smaller cooldown. On the other side, Eyesight steps in, tries to shake things up against Virtus.pro, but he gets quickly handled. It's a hard-fought fight for Team Random. Virtus.pro made the call to move into that pit, and Random tried to do something about it, but Virtus.pro were fighting ready.
You don't want to fight in Monkey King's ult.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
That was. Did you see how Storm died? Like, it was just from the Monkey King ult, few hits, and that's it.
He must hit really, really freaking hard with that ult now. And Desolator, and then whoever he Solar Crests within that ult, that's gotta suck. That's gotta hurt.
I mean, the Monkey King just gets bigger and bigger as the time goes by.
Yeah, he's got a great ceiling for 4 position, where he could just turn into quickly a secondary core. I mean, it's feeling like he's doing more damage than Ramsey's on this one, but they kind of have this tri-core thing going for now, and it will help him scale into even a solid late game here. Chaos Knight's like, well, that didn't work out so well. Time to get fatter. Runs back and tries to go for the heart, I guess.
Ramsey's bought the Book of Knowledge. He wants to hit level 25. Pretty soon, he's level 23, almost 24. Plague War damage or minus 60 respawn time. I don't like respawn time talents in general. I think
this one though is 60 seconds. That's kind of big.
I mean, yeah, that's why I don't like it. I mean, looking at it from the view of balance, it doesn't seem pretty balanced to me when you're minus seconds respawn time.
Yeah,
like you're pretty much alive, and that's it. He wants to go for Hex actually to control the Storm Spirit.
Now, the Storm does have that BKB. Still has 9 seconds to work with it. So it's still some decent time for Shadow to have something prepared for said Sheepstick.
Yeah, tides are turning. Look at Shadowfiend right now. He's has a Satanic and Aegis. That fight could have been different if they managed to snatch Aegis. But Shadowfiend, 2.7k HP, just stands the ground with the BKB, Hurricane Pike, and Satanic.
Yeah, he's big. He's a big boy now. His BKB, still 8 seconds to work with, yeah. And it's Virtus.pro now, feeling good enough to be able to get back to their roots of play in this game. And pressuring Team Random side. Planting down a couple of wards here as we see. Solo gets the traditional classic up on the high ground. Taking away pretty much the Team Random jungle side. So Team Random just kind of working with the half of the map that is free for them to work with. But I guess it's going to be a high ground defense here for Team Random. Watch out for the hooks. We did see them go for that smoke approach in the previous game. Would you like to see them just kind of fight this one out from inside their own base?
Yeah, I don't think they should try to fight from outside of the base. Like they have shrines ready, the tower is full HP with frost armor on tower and on heroes. It's and plus hook, it's easier to fight in a base.
Looks like they'll do so as Virtus.pro head that way. They get to push into the lane. They pull right out. So back to the other lanes to kind of deal with that. They have a couple more minutes to work with on this Aegis, so it's no rush. No rush for them at all. Nice smooth pacing here. Allows them to get a couple of finishes. Looks like Ramsey's completing that Sheepstick is probably going to be something of super importance to him. Outside of that, I don't even see anything in queue for their Shadow Fiend. Clockwork, is he building? He's got an Eagle Song in queue. I don't know what that. Oh, he's got the. He's looking to go for a E-Blade.
E-Blade against CK, I guess. They don't have any save ability or a hero or anything, so that's kind of a save for CK. He can't hit.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, here comes Virtus.pro. They pop the smoke. They feel like this is going to be their time with one swift good fight. It could really wreck the economy of Team Random if they have to go into full buyback mode. Now it's going to be a spot out onto Ice. The Pudge will be picked. He's out for 47 seconds. This man does not have a buyback. So that whole hooking and fishing with inside the base walls is now not a threat at all for Virtus.pro. They can simply begin their siege now without having to worry about being in a bad position.
Yeah, but Aegis just went out on Shadowfiend.
Aegis is gone, and he has to try to siege his way without that extra life, and working his way through this frost armor too is pretty annoying.
34 damage on that tower. They're chopping it slowly, but it's really slow.
Yeah, really freaking slow. Looks like they will get it. A long jump from Shadow. He didn't pop his BKB, so he gets welcomed with a quick stun and a quick finish.
All right, what is he doing?
I don't know,
I mean,
but
he saw the sheep stick on a clockwork.
maybe saving for having it on this jump, his buyback jump. Then they just turn and just blast him. He's gone. Okay, well, it was nice seeing his Storm Spirit. He dies faster than his buyback icon can even go back. It's over just like that. Virtus.pro, though, can they get the finish? The CK Army comes out, and they quickly deal with it. The physical burst power from Virtus.pro is just a bit too much.
Good hook.
Hey, Ice comes back from the grave, gets a nice hook pull. And Shadowfiend can't quite get the force to the low ground, but pops out the Hurricane Pike, puts him to the low ground, and he's going to be able to get off the good damage there. Now a sidestep, looking to get the finish on Faith Beyond, and they'll do it. Virtus.pro come a swinging here in Kiev. And
What
it
a
looks
play
like they
by
could be
Nolan.
closing out. Yeah.
That Pike used just pulled him off the high ground and then turned on Satanic and just went full HP.
That was sexy. Okay, though. Look at Blink here. Spotted out Shadowfiend. Didn't like that. Stepped out. Okay. What the hell happened with Storm Spirit in that mess? That was crazy.
And that was really questionable play by Storm Spirit. Either you want to shift it, like just try to buy some time, go in and out. It was, I mean, they don't have anything to save him with. And the second time we saw Monkey King damage. Now Basher is completed.
Yeah, it does feel a bit unfortunate there. The supports are nice, but I don't feel like they work so well with the cores they had in mind here. You know, Storms, you love to have that save. You love to have maybe that extra ingest of mana. You know, Coddles, your Crystal Maidens and such. But, you know, no real saves, and the setups are just not as easy either. Obviously, Lich doesn't have any sort of fancy disable like that. And, you know, it feels like they picked him. It was a first pick Lich, mind you.
Lich, yeah.
First pick Lich. You know, they went into this like they wanted to win the lanes. It didn't feel like they won the lanes. I don't think they did. So it's tough, man. You really begin to question, you know, where is Team Random at right now? You know,
why Lich? I mean, the hero is just not that strong. I mean, that's it. Like the hero doesn't farm. The hero like casts ice armor and pray to God they group together for a chain frost. I mean, that's what hero does.
Yeah, in which Virtus.pro just like BKB or walk forward and just ignore the chain frost altogether. It almost feels like it's kind of at that point. But Virtus.pro demonstrating that bit of reserve here, feeling good enough as they got that big mid lane push and Rax takedown here. Strut their way back, but look who's strutting on in. It is Team Random. Ooh, that rocket. Right over their heads, but they are in that smoke. But the ward is there and spots him. Immediate jump from Shadow, but that's when the Poison Nova goes off. Shadow's going to be forced to pop his BKB. CK pops his own. They will get the quick finish onto the Venomancer, but he gets off all the spells he wanted. The follow-up will be there onto Pasha, but the real hard hitters, and I'm talking about no one here on the high ground, begins to dish it all out. A good hook, though, from Ice, but, man, no one just is going
battle
absolutely crazy here. Triple kill for him.
The battle of godlikes. I mean, Shadowfiend untouched in battles. They don't even try to kill him. I mean, he's not the priority, but he deals the most damage. They need to focus other heroes.
They do, and they get that done, and they manage to somehow get the CK out alive. So he's sporting a bounty of kills on his head too, but yeah, no one is just kind of feeling like he's in a league of his own at the moment here. And he's playing like it here. He's playing on his home turf, man. These guys are going to be bringing their best Dota, I imagine, at this major.
Yeah, Blink decided to go for Reality Rift versus Spell Immunity because BKBs, he wants to kill Venomancer. Like, he can one-shot that guy if he casts, like, 7 illusions.
All right, well, it does look like Virtus.pro are not going to be able to go for another set of racks here, even after a nice fight. So I guess that's a little bit of extra credit for Team Random at this point. Last time I looked at Shadow, I feel like I was acknowledging his 17 charges. Now down to 7, though, at this point. He's got Shivas now. but his BKB has been withered down to 7 seconds, and the options for random just kind of don't feel as prominent as they once were before. Waiting inside at this point. Easy Roche for Virtus.pro, and you can't help but feel like, you know, the inevitable is coming. What the hell are Team Random going to do about it?
This is the third Roche. Shadowfiend dropped power threads, picked up Aegis, has enough movement speed with Pike and Butterfly, plus 2 other Force Staff.
Okay, look at this play from Team Random. They sweep all the way around in the complexity fashion to come up from behind. This is their best chance to take a fight if they can get something from it. And Shadow is doing what he can, but no one still holds strong here. Dishes out, holds his BKB. The Requiem's going to be unleashed. And everyone from Team Random split out all directions. Blink tries to make a new strike back inside. Can't quite find someone to focus on. Looks to go for Lil. Will get that finish. Shadow steps back in. Looks to go for the pullback. They can't get the jump yet on for no one. He pops his Satanic and just gets right back to full. Just shredding right through the supports of Team Random. But they surround him here. It's Team Random taking the better fight. They've cleaned them all out. And it looks like they may be able to make it a 5-man wipe, all with the credit of this beautiful setup and smoke play. He goes down. Make it 6 if you count the Aegis. A 10 times kill streak. Going to be acquired by Faith Beyond. This is ridiculous. What a wonderful play to call.
Wow, Shadowfiend needs to stand the ground. Puck has Aghanim Scepter, but most important, Chaos Knight. That damage from him. They managed to kill Venomancer. They insta-killed Veno before he even popped the Poison Nova. That's why they want to fight.
Now Chaos Knight has his heart complete, and this is got to be very concerning here for Virtus.pro. That was what felt like an ambitious movement from Team Random. Certainly one Virtus.pro was not expecting, and totally caught him off guard. And I don't know what that does to a team like Virtus.pro at this point. Now you don't have that security and that insurance policy of having the extra life and the Aegis. Do you just truck on forward and continue to cross the river here? Random have like asserted their dominance back again. They have some decent wards down on their side, so I don't know what you do now if you're Virtus.pro. Is there anything in particular you'd like to see them kind of do?
Well, they can try to get a pick off. They can still fight with Monkey King ulti, who decides to go for Vanguard, wants to get that Crimson Guard off to negate some damage from CK. But look at the items. I mean, Puck has 4,000 gold and is getting close to level 25. So he can get the Refresher Orb and Storm Spirit item progression. He's level 25 right now. He's gonna go for Electric Vortex. Yeah, there is. So he has queued up Aghanim Scepter, which gives him AoE, Electric Vortex. I want to see that. I just don't want to see Storm Spirit dying in a fight. I want to see how that works.
I got to witness a pretty ridiculous game of an Aghanim Storm Spirit back at DAC during the group stage at that event in the hands of Newbie, and in particular SCC and C. And I was a believer after that point. Up to that point, we didn't see much of the Storm Spirit Ags, but he made it look like he was like a flying black hole every time he got one of those off. It was pretty nuts. So I'd be curious to see if they're going to find similar success here or not.
Yeah, I wanted to say Flying Ravage, but between Ravage and a black hole, can we say like Black Savage?
Black Savage is pretty gnarly. That's like a metal band. I like that. Here comes Virtus.pro through this top lane, though. Nearby vision here of Team Random, but there is a smoke here. Pings out on the mid lane Random squad. But Virtus.pro are adamant on their push. Possibly heading right into the high ground here. Rotations are going to be forced back. Spotting him out now. There goes the ward. It's going to get quickly taken down, though.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Gem in the pocket of Faith Beyond spots that one out. And Virtus.pro will be able to siege through these creeps, but let's see how long they plan on hanging around for a fight here. Ooh, decent damage onto the racks, but not enough to get the finish onto the ranged. Unhealable damage, though.
Yeah, unhealable damage. That the guy from Walmart Tactics.
Oh yeah, the Grant.
Unhealable damage.
The guy from Walmart.
Well, everyone knows who the guy from Walmart is.
Of course.
Well, it's easy to set up a kill in a team fight with Chaos Knight.
Sorry, we have movement coming out here. Random trying to catch Virtus.pro stragglers, and they will catch solo. Suddenly, Shadow showing that he's got a lot of mana to work with here, and Virtus.pro should not feel so safe and comfortable anymore.
Yeah, Virtus.pro dropped their gem, and there's a Glimmer Cape and Silver Edge on Team Random, so they don't have any sentry wards. I mean, Disruptor needs to invest in sentry wards.
Yeah, we'll have to get the extra bit of vision there. Chaos Knight sitting on a sack of gold right now still. 4K to his name, and he's almost pretty 6-slotted at this point, so.
6-slotted.
Yeah, maybe some sweet and sexy Boots of Travel or something, and a Moon Shard could do him out totally, but he is got to be feeling pretty good. Illusion Rune, one of his favorites, come out now, but Virtus.pro are in their full 5-man movement here through this bottom lane. It's crazy how this game has just gotten so much more interesting. It was leading up to a point where I was expecting Virtus.pro to close things out at the half-hour mark, but man, Team Random had like one of the best smoke plays I've seen in Dota in quite a while, and pulled them right back in this game.
Yeah, if you look at Shadowfiend, he's 25, Venomancer is 25, he has the Linken's picked up. I wonder how Pool works. I mean, Electric Vortex works if you use it on like a unit nearby. Does it? Oh, Venomancer popped the BKB.
Yeah, I left and I heard a BKB and was worried I was missing a fight. But
yeah, I think it doesn't pop a Linken Sphere, so if he pulls someone else, the Linkens won't get triggered.
All right, that seems appropriate. Again, you know, how many times have we been seeing like Ag Storm Spirits to be able to kind of test these theories? I'm fairly certain you're right though. That it just pulls everyone immediately inside, as long as he doesn't target the Linken's person. Yeah,
one thing, my friend, click on the puck right now and check the gold and look how it's increasing. Ooh, 420, blaze it.
Yep. So abundance of gold. I mean, puck ends up turning into one of those kind of games where I guess you can hand out moon shards if the game goes long enough. Drums are out of charges, so you know that can get replaced. But puck is rich as hell right now.
Yeah, Hex finished, can get easily a Moon Shard for Chaos Knight or just get Refresher for himself.
Okay, Virtus.pro. After rounding up through their mid lane, begin their approach down towards the mid lane side once again here. But it's Random who are kind of in the more offensive position here. On the high ground side near the Shrine of Virtus.pro. They are going to walk across the street. Rocket goes out. CK's moved in under his Shadow Blade and was able to get a quick snipe. Now a follow-up jump in, pullback with the coil setup. And it's going to be Team Random here making their quick jump onto Lil. Can they burst him down? They will. 3 going to get dropped from Virtus.pro and a bite set up onto the Shadow Fiend. Immediate triple kill for your Chaos Knight, and this has now become Team Random's game officially. If it wasn't before,
what a play.
It is now. This is Team Random's game now. This is crazy.
Wow, that Silver Edge on Chaos Knight doing so much work. That's just insane. I mean, the movement plus combined with it, and they have mobile heroes now in Puck and Storm Spirit. It's so hard to control it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now,
Radiant structures are
approaching in through this bottom lane. Glyph is there now, but oh, they thought about cutting right in to go for Ramses.
Oh, Ramses, you don't want to have your Hex in your backpack, all right.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
Oh, they're losing a Rax, and they're losing it fast. Just like that, one down, one set down, and this game is even nearly as far as base damage. It's about to be, if not more, in favor of Team Random, though. Okay, jump in from Pasha. At the same exact time, they're going to drop down the Static Storm, but that's when the BKBs are going to get popped. Pullback is there. They're looking to go for the burst. No one popped out his buyback and his BKB, but it's still Team Random getting the better of it. They get the finish onto Ramses, and now they will dish out Urn, Heals, and Greaves to get reformed and ready and look to go for the closure here. This was a crazy game by Team Random. I thought for sure they were out of this one, but now
hook.
look where they are. Beautiful hook setup. Does get the bite. Lildo forced inside. He's going to get popped and finished, and we're going to a game number 3.
Wow, what a comeback from Team Random. I don't believe they actually pulled it off.
That was nearly a 20K net worth advantage for Virtus.pro at one point, nearly. And it just dropped off immediately, all in the back